Game of about 5. 21 Landon Swanson there on the ball.
Haven't called his name yet tonight. I wonder if his father Craig is back from D.C., the D.C. trip yet. They were supposed to come back in town by 8:30, 9 o'clock, I think. So his dad and mom might still be in the school bus coming back, or they could be here watching their son play a playoff game tonight.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are just joining us live on YouTube, the Raiders are up 28-0 and have it now against the Gladiators on second down here. Wow, it got really quiet there before that snap.
It did get quiet.
There's a handoff to Landon Swanson. He keeps the legs moving.
Man, look at that kid.
And he, with his first real impact run of the game, gets a Raider first down. And he's been getting a lot of rest on offense so far. Certainly his presence being felt on defense was eventually brought down by Cam Sellers for the Gladiators. But an earth-moving run there.
Yeah, the Swansonator picks up that so important first down to keep that clock going here in the third quarter.
5 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Apologize for those people tuning in. Our clock feature got knocked out due to the lightning and other
hobgoblins.
Yeah.
Halloween.
As we've been just dealing with everything in the kitchen sink here tonight from Raiderville. As the Raiders hand to Swanson once again, he works off the far side of the line, and he picks up a nice gain of 5 yards on first down.
Clock keeps ticking away.
Swanson letting himself know that he's still present in this game in a big way so far in this second half. Like we said, he hasn't been able to be too big of a presence so far in tonight's game up until the last couple of minutes here, and he keeps driving that Raider ball down the field as they're at the 40-yard line starting from right about the 20 here a couple moments ago. So we have 4 minutes and 20 seconds in the third quarter.
Here's 2nd and 10 for Jess and company. Content to use as much clock as possible as a hand to Swanson once again, and he gets about 3 yards on that second down carry.
You see a theme developing here, folks?
This could be
Give it to Swanson.
Yeah.
Give it to Swanson. Give it to Swanson. Well, he's a reliable kid. I mean, he's shown the ability to pick up yards. He's a strong kid, not prone to fumbles or any of those sorts of miscues, so why the heck not?
3rd and 2 now for the Raiders.
Yeah, we'll see what they got here on 3rd and 2. Clock still moving with 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Brady just waiting for the signal from the back judge. He's ready. He hands to Landon Swanson once again. Swanson with the lane. Swanson with the crease. He steps through one tackle. Swanson at the 30. Swanson being chased down from behind. Eventually brought down inside the 20 by Cam Sellers.
Man, he's made up for a quiet first half, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Just in the last 5 minutes.
But Swanson picks up 35 yards on that scamper and sets the Raiders up inside the St. Francis red zone, just inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
Well, I think if they punch it across one more time, we can start warming up the cars in the parking lot.
Again, everybody went out to the cars during the lightning delay. Let's not forget that. It was a strange occurrence. Raider ball at the Gladiator 19. Raiders once again waiting to seed that mark for 5 seconds left on the play clock as they hand off to Henry Herzog, who squeezes his way for a gain of 5 yards on that 1st and 10.
I must say it was kind of nice bonding with you folks for an hour, which we usually don't get a chance to do.
Yeah. All sitting around here and chatting about.
It's kind of like a campfire.
Minus the fire. Or
minus the fire.
But we were all just having a decent
chilling.
time. Yeah.
Listening to the Gaylord.
Yeah, we were watching that Gaylord versus Bay City Western game. We were watching that during the lightning delay. Here's 2nd and 5 from the 15. Herzog to the right of Jess as the Raiders once again waiting for that clock to get below 10 seconds as he hands to Herzog around the right side. But a nice play made. First Gladiator coming up from the bottom of that pile was Mason Daziak, number 7 in, white, but at one point number 7 in white, Mason
More
Daziak.
beige.
Yeah, it's a lot of mud. on the front of the white jersey now for the Gladiators, but Mason Dasiak making a nice play on that tackle to limit the progress of Herzog and the Raiders. You know, this game, it just kind of feels like that delay just kind of sapped the life out of it, as the Raiders now with a 3rd and 5. Just takes the pistol snap. He's going to hand to Watkins on the reverse. Watkins gets the corner, and he's brought down inside the 5-yard line.
Man, that kid's something. You know, he was non-existent the first half of the season. And what was a game he kind of came out on that he...
Game 3 of the season after Hudson Vollmer entered concussion protocol. That was his shining moment.
That was his chance to go from the bench to the field, and he didn't let anybody down.
Let's not forget that Logan Watkins actually had a 74-yard touchdown run in the Week 1 game versus St. Francis on a speed option that he took all the way for a touchdown. So, you know, he's had a lot of good plays so far, and it's 1st and 10 as they say he stepped out at the 10-yard line for Jess and company. He's going to turn and hand to Landon Swanson. Swanson puts his shoulder down and keeps the pile moving.
Is that a sea of humanity?
Yeah, it is. Right now, no rain or precipitation falling for, once again, maybe the 4th or 5th time tonight that we've had no accumulation of rain coming down, as Landon Swanson works the ball down. Right around the 5-yard line is where they spot it.
Well, tomorrow, down M66, our Lake Charlevoix Conference folks, East Jordan is hosting Ishpeming tomorrow at, I think, 1 o'clock for their first playoff game right down the road. Boyne City is up in Gladstone tonight. Probably done with that game already.
There's a handoff to Landon Swanson, trying to kind of squeeze his way, and he gets back to the initial line of scrimmage for a gain of no yards on that 2nd down carry. That's more than likely going to take us to the end of the quarter. So we go to the 4th quarter here on Next Level Broadcasting. Gladiators and Raiders sending to the 4th quarter. Raiders up 28-0. We'll be back with 4th quarter action right after this.
At the start of the 4th quarter, it will be
to Culver Meadows, Traverse City's premier family-owned senior living community specializing in dementia care. Here at Culver Meadows, we cultivate the perfect environment for your loved ones by combining our setting, scenery, and social interaction of our residents. We pride ourselves at being an extension of your own family here at Culver Meadows. Call 231-633-9430.
And welcome back in. 4th quarter underway here from Charlevoix. Raiders on top 28-0 of the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators. It's been a crazy, crazy game here this evening. Wherever you're watching us from, whether you're watching on YouTube or on NFHS Network, just a lot of weird stuff happening. But Raiders have it 1st and goal here from the 5-yard line. It's 3rd and goal.
It's easier to see him down there, isn't it, than it is the left side.
Handoff to Henry Herzog, brought down from behind. A nice play made coming in was their inside linebacker, Eli Bigger, to make the tackle on Henry Herzog, and it'll be a 4th and 4.
So we heard from Mr. Garrett, right, Shane, that Boyne City lost to Gladstone tonight.
28-7.
28-7. We got Benzie up playing Menominee tonight. So the winner of that game plays the winner of this game And if Menominee wins, they become the home field. So if whoever wins this one tonight, which is more and more looking like it may be Charlevoix will then have to travel if Menominee beat Benzie up to Menominee a week from tonight or perhaps a week from tomorrow.
So the Raiders shuffling around some personnel here.
More flags.
Yeah, well, the flag was for a delay of game, but the Raiders decided to take a timeout to let the clock wind down as far as possible. So as it's a 28-0 game, we want to thank our fine sponsors from both schools that have been a part of our broadcasts all year long. And especially as it's not really looking like it's going to be a victorious evening for the Gladiators, we want to thank them. We want to thank our friends at Redmond Automotive, Cherry Capital Airport, Pop Excavating, 3 West Commercial Design, Piggio's Pizza, and Red Mesa Grill, Magnum Hospitality, Team Elmers, Renew It Decks and Outdoor Living, Photography by Scarlett. And I also want to thank Twin Bay Docks, Alpers Excavating, and Culver Meadows, and the Chris Hathaway Farm Bureau Insurance Agency for bringing you Gladiator football all season long for St. Francis games.
You ever had a Piggio's Pizza?
Piggio's Pizza's pretty good.
On High Lake Road, they have been around forever, probably do, in my humble opinion, one of the best pizzas, one of the nicest locations to go and have a beverage and a pizza down there in High Lake, East Bay Township. Pretty popular, famous, long-standing family restaurant down there.
Well, here's something we don't see too often from the Raiders, Charles. Ryan Pearl going for a 3-point field goal. In fact, this is the first time this season this has happened to my memory.
Yeah, this will be a 20-yard field goal, and Pearl puts it through. So a good confidence booster for Ryan Pearl in that special teams unit of the Raiders, and he puts the Raiders up 31-0 over the Gladiators.
He had 20 yards to spare there with that attempt. That was right through the uprights and made it halfway to the parked bus out there. We haven't heard the bus lately. We heard it once.
That's true. Maybe
they got talked to.
Well, maybe they got hit by that lightning bolt too, like our
coulda.
clock feature and some other equipment.
We see them down there. There aren't any lights in it.
When you get that much electricity moving around in the atmosphere, it doesn't play well with technical equipment.
Well, as we knew earlier this year, it blew the scoreboard up, one of the storms.
Yeah.
The $1 million scoreboard.
So with 11 minutes remaining, Raiders up 31-0.
Who would have thought?
If I put money on this score or this game being close, I would have lost so much.
Yeah.
I never would have thought.
Never would have thought. So you guys were at the first game. I was not. What stands out to you besides the weather? Obviously impacting the game somewhat. The difference. What a difference a season makes.
I would say it would be the development of the offensive line as a unit for Charlevoix. That's been the single biggest factor in this game. Also, as that one's fielded at the 20-yard line by Cam Sellers, he makes it out to about the 27. But as I was saying, I think for the Raiders, the development of the offensive line and just the cohesiveness, the progression, working for the rest of the season, you have all that time to grow. And I think that offensive line had a lot of room that they could, the ceiling for them, they were not reaching the ceiling on August 25th. I still don't think they've reached the ceiling where they can go as a offensive line unit. This time, Endress under center for the Gladiators. He is going to turn and hand off to Eli Bigger.
Well, what a confidence builder this is going to be for Charlevoix. Again, I've always thought that Traverse City St. Francis was our kryptonite. I mean, we've all seemed to have had a mental block with St. Francis, and rightfully so. More often than not, and especially in football, they've kind of had their way with us over the years, and to the point where they're not even in our conference anymore. So I think this is a huge move forward for the program. Doing this to St. Francis, like Shane said, who would have thought?
Here's 2nd and 7 for the Gladiators. They're going to hand to Cam Sellers in a jet motion. He breaks one tackle, flag thrown at the 28-yard line. Good sign of sportsmanship there. Landon Swanson helping up Cam Sellers.
Going to be a hold. On St. Franny.
And now it's like a pretty temperate, balmy evening.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Yeah, St. Francis, we were commenting, I don't know if you can see it on your screens, but their players go from the 50 to the 30. They've got 20 yards of players standing over there. Both teams have brought up JV players, but looks like St. Francis brought up their whole JV team. They got a lot of kids over there.
10 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Gladiators under center, handing that one to Harrison Shepard. And Harrison gets about 1 yard. He was initially hit right up the middle by Landon Swanson.
George
Sheets. Nice to call George Sheets.
I apologize to our friend George.
He's had a rough go of it the last couple of years, but darn it, every now and then he gets
Mr.
Resilience.
Resilience. He's Mr. Resilience.
Well, it was, I believe, last year or 2 years ago when he had the knee injury that
broke his leg, didn't he, over here in the far corner?
Yeah, the far corner on the side. It was
I remember that
knee,
night.
And it was a tough scene for George, and I'm glad to see him back out there doing well. That handoff is to Cam Sellers, and he's looked like his feet got tangled and brought down after he picked up about 2 yards on that third down.
Show you how long I've been following St. Francis. I go all the way back to his grandpa, Larry, a renowned high school football coach for years. Then his son, Josh, here, the current coach and father of the
Cam.
player there,
Yep.
Cam. So, yeah, Larry is quite a guy. I knew him pretty well back in my days in Traverse City.
Warren Asher, the man deep to send it away for the Gladiators. Hudson Vollmer at his own 45 to return the punt. It's a spiraling kick that gets down at the 47-yard line. Raiders will have it once again with 8 minutes, 23 seconds remaining. We're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout and be back. And welcome back in. We want to recap everyone. If you're just now joining us, it was a lightning and weather delay with just over 4 minutes in the second quarter. The score was 8-0. And just before the end of that second quarter, the Raiders reeled off 2 touchdown drives and went into halftime 21-0. Since they've added 10 more points to the tally and still pitching a shutout here as Henry Herzog rips off a big gain of 18 yards. He gets dragged down at the 35-yard line.
So, Charles, I think you could say lightning has hit St. Francis tonight.
I mean, I honestly thought that going into that lightning break, it would help the Gladiators because it kind of stymied that momentum that the Raiders had been building.
But charged up Charlevoix.
Well, I was just going to say, I wanted to be devil's advocate there and say, actually, the Lightning struck Charlevoix and gave us
you could look at it either way.
Yeah.
Well, either way, it doesn't strike twice. So with 7 minutes and 45 seconds.
At least not in the same place.
Raiders snap it to Henry Herzog. He's working around left tackle, and he gets about 2, maybe 3 yards on that second down, or the first down carry. Charlie Olivier on the tackle for the Gladiators. He's been flying around there all night. You know, this game was just kind of hanging in the balance during that weather delay, but it was those big plays early on for the Raiders that really got them established and off and running.
coming out of the delay. I think they were a different team.
And it was that shot play they hit to Owen Waha down the sideline that really juiced them up.
Electrified him.
Yep, just hands off to Henry Herzog. Nice play made by Eli Bigger in the backfield. He shot out like a cannon to get that tackle. Only a junior for the Gladiators is number 40, Eli Bigger. The Gladiators got a lot of juniors on this roster. I wouldn't be surprised, gentlemen, if we see this Gladiator team come back very, very strong
and
next
young
year.
Mr. Bigger is going to be one of their stars. I mean, he is all over that field making tackles. I've seen it in the 3 games I've seen, 2 against Charlevoix and 1 against Muskegon Catholic Central that I was able to be a part of last weekend. Bigger is all over the place. He is an incredible, strong, athletic player for them. He's going to be a difference maker
Here's
next
a
season.
statistic about the Gladiators. This season, they've only had 2 touchdowns scored by seniors.
There you go.
As Brady just scampers off to the left side, third, it'll be
So where'd you come up with that one?
Well, I've done every St. Francis game this year.
And you've only seen 2 touchdowns by seniors in the whole year.
The whole year. So if you look at the bulk of their playing and their skill players, whether it's Charlie Olivier, Harrison Shepard.
So how about their quarterback?
He's a sophomore.
Just a sophomore.
Yeah. So those touchdowns were scored by Mason Daisiak and Tyler Sheeran. Those touchdowns by seniors this year.
Interesting factoid.
Yeah. So
that's Charles Strales, ladies and gentlemen. He's got all the interesting facts ready to go.
So they're going to bring back a very solid core of juniors as that penalty is thrown. That'll be for a delay of game. And the Raiders just trying to take this clock as far down as possible.
Well, you can't convince me that now at this point the Raiders' #1 priority is to see that St. Francis does not score a point and they leave here tonight with a shutout.
Yeah.
I think the victory is well in hand with only about 6 minutes left to go in the football game, but I think they're going to try to preserve their shutout best they can.
The Gladiators are still playing hard. Met right in the hole by Eli Bigger was Logan Watkins, and he was pushed back for about a
So answer me this. How come his socks are still so white?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's got some Tide to Go in his gym bag.
Well, I tell you what, gentlemen.
He's got the whitest socks out there.
This is an interesting bookend for the St. Francis Gladiators. Their first stop after Ford Field was here in Charlevoix. Their last stop after Ford Field this season will be here in Charlevoix. That's just an interesting thought.
Pretty profound. Man, you guys just coming up with these. I'm honored to be in the same booth as you two.
All right.
Gladiators taking over here. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Endress hands to Lisinski, and Lisinski gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And it was a turnover forced by the Raiders, and it's recovered by the Raiders. Unsure who came out with it, but it looked like Trevor Streeter was the last man up from the bottom of the pile.
And you're seeing the crowd react to all the seniors coming off the field. A lot of bright white numbers out there. The second string, I think, officially is in the house.
Charlevoix
no. I apologize. That was just a senior encore. There was no fumble on the play.
Well, you got me all excited. I thought, man, I missed something. I was cleaning my glasses.
I was about to have something poetic again.
Gladiators hand off to Charlie Olivier. He works up to the 45-yard line for a gain of 5 yards on second down. Yeah, I apologize for the just blatant.
Well, I'd call your game even tonight because you came up with that factoid on the seniors and the scoring. So you were owed one, so now you're even. That was a good comment there.
So the Raider defensive starters getting that ovation there as some more new faces in clean uniforms are in on defense for the Raiders.
A lot of clean uniforms, a lot of white socks out there.
Gives the laundry folks something more to do. Clean all the uniforms.
Yep. There's a handoff to Cadlick, and he keeps it all the way down to the 35-yard line.
Well, 53 saved the touchdown for Charlevoix.
Nice gain and run of 20 yards. Yeah, and Cadlick was motoring there and gets the Gladiators down to the Raider 35-yard line.
4:20 to go. We might have been talking about the shutout here a little bit too soon. Traverse City, the closest they've been to the Charlevoix end zone here in over a half.
And there's a
offside Charlevoix.
Yeah, that'll be offsides.
Number.
Hold on, you gotta.
Oh, hold on.
For the ladies and gentlemen at home, we gotta guess.
We're keeping
here.
track.
Yeah. Number.
We got a sheet on the wall where we're keeping track.
13.
13 penalties, 4.
75 yards. 3/4 of a football field, ladies and gentlemen, and penalties.
5 yards at a time.
That's
pretty much.
So, I mean, the one thing for the Raiders as they look to improve upon, I would say, some of the penalties and things like that they can clean up in the next week before they get set to take on the winner of Benzie Central and Menominee in their district final matchup, as it looks like they're going to indeed advance here tonight. Tyler Sharon, the senior, getting the carry there for the Gladiators. Good to see him in there, getting an opportunity to tote the rock a little bit. I see you out there, 16 in white. Nice to see you.
Well, unfortunately, all season long, that's been the theme for Charlevoix, is cleaning up the penalties. We haven't done it so far. Thankfully, it hasn't worked too far against our favor here, which is the most we've seen so far this season in tonight's game, by the way.
Here's a 2nd and 1. Endress hands to Cadlick. And Cadlick picks up the first down for the Gladiators.
So, again, if Menominee beats Benzie tonight, Charlevoix will be traveling to Menominee either next Friday night or perhaps Saturday. If Benzie wins tonight,
tomorrow.
Benzie will play
tomorrow. That game's tomorrow afternoon, yes.
Okay.
Might have 2 trips to the UP coming up here. Got one yet tonight. Got to go up there.
Yeah, going to Manistee.
Yeah, Manistee. Going up there one more time, and then who knows, might be going to Menominee the weekend after.
Well, maybe you should just stay up there.
I wouldn't mind.
You'd be halfway there.
There's the handoff to Lisinski off right tackle. Lisinski shakes through 2 tackles, and he's still on his feet, still going, gets a push from his teammates. And Lisinski's down inside the 2, it looks like, right at the goal line.
He didn't make it.
Lisinski with a 18.5-yard run.
Hold on, I got to give a shout-out here. So Dylan Clapp was the man who finally brought him down. I've known him since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. That young man, great young feller there. He'll be a senior, or he is a senior right now, just about ready to earn his Eagle Scout.
Ah.
Yeah.
Another Eagle Scout.
Yeah.
So the Gladiators have it 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Endress under center. He's going to turn and hand. That is to Tyler Sheeran.
Touchdown.
And Tyler Sheeran is in for a touchdown.
There goes a shutout.
Here's 2nd touchdown of the season. So touchdown for Tyler Sheeran. Good to see him find the end zone. The shutout no longer preserved for the Raiders, but given the circumstances, you'd like to see someone in a high-character individual like Sheeran score that touchdown.
So I don't want to neglect the fact, since we kind of talked about Eagle Scouts, we have one that we're broadcasting with here tonight. Shane is a Eagle Scout. I was there, so was Charles.
Yeah.
That momentous evening.
It's happy to have you guys there. Both got Menor pins. You guys have taught me so much here in broadcasting. I'm forever grateful for all that you've done, so I can hopefully continue this long into my career.
And here's the point after attempt by Wildfong, and he puts it through.
That was quite a kick.
That one almost made it to the first row of the track, or the first lane 1 for that Raider track out there, which is taking about 3 inches of water this evening.
I will say that was one of the best point-after kicks I've seen
all
season.
Was, right down the middle.
I've had the privilege again to see him a few different times. One of the best kickers here in the North, no doubt about it.
Wildfong, actually one of the non-senior members for the Gladiators. He's only
looks like to be
junior.
a sophomore.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sophomore for.
So Traverse City gets to enjoy the fruits of his labor here for a couple more years.
Yeah, the Wildfong family, I know from, again, my time in Traverse City there. As I recall, they were into asphalt. It was what they were, Peninsula Asphalt, perhaps.
And so Sam Wildfong puts the point after attempt through, and it's 31-7 now between Gladiators and Raiders.
Well, we got Logan Watkins back to perhaps field the kickoff here, but you can probably bet this will be onside. You've got the hands team on for Charlevoix up standing on the 50. anticipating a onside kick. We'll see if that happens.
So Wildfong teeing it up from his own 40-yard line. Back deep is Watkins. Is the onside kick in order? No, they're going to send it deep.
Go.
And Ryan Pearl fields it at the 20-yard line. Pearl turns it upfield, brought down after a 6-yard gain at the 26-yard line by Cam Sellers.
Can we just bring up Ryan Pearl here for a moment? He's kicked 3 extra point attempts.
Yep.
He's kicked the field goal.
Yep.
He's
recovered a fumble.
Recovered his own kickoff.
Yep.
And now fielded this kickoff as well. What hasn't he done tonight?
Is he your Army Knife player of the game?
Ooh,
Swiss Army Knife? I would
speaking of which, how about our Culver's player of the game?
Yeah, we got 2 minutes to figure that one out, gents.
We better give Lenny and Squiggy a call down on the truck. They usually help us out right about now on who we should give the Butterburger player of the game to. And we really don't even have a call-in number line yet going. So this will be what? How are we going to do this, Charles? He's the boss. He's on the phone.
Oh, he's on the phone.
So we get to make it up when he's not here?
I guess we'll see. But the Raiders going off here. Why not with a run right up the center? 22, Brady Warchall taking the honors this time around. Haven't called his number yet and name yet tonight, so good to see. As he gets about 6.
So what are some possibilities?
I'd say Logan Watkins.
Yep.
I'd say Ryan Pearl.
Yep.
And if we've got it in the budget, the whole defensive line.
Boy, I checked with management before you did that.
I know, but darn it,
you could get your pay docked paying for that.
Well, I'd say that's worth it.
I like Ryan Pearl.
Ryan Pearl?
That'd be my vote.
Okay, well, we'll think about it here for the next about 45 seconds to a minute, and we'll let you know here in a moment. We've got another run.
Brady Jess still in there. Kind of a little bit of a surprise.
Number 20, the kicker for the Glad, Sam Wildfong there on the tackle. Kickers are getting plenty of reps in tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, just looking down some of these names. Endresses were around when I was there. Sellers, Wildfong, Fafaric, Biggers, Finch.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as the clock clicks down under a minute,
Boer.
Raiders with a 3rd and 4 coming up here, 50 seconds to go. Just takes the snap, the handoff up the center again. Brady Warchall just short of the first down.
Well, we're under a minute here in Raiderville after a wild and woolly Friday night.
Yeah. Well, Dennis, I think we're going to call it. I'll go with your suggestion. I mean, he was right there in my mind the whole night. We'll give the Culver's Butterburger player of the game to a well-deserving Ryan Pearl for his outstanding game tonight.
It might be his first time with the Butterburger Award.
I certainly don't recall if he's gotten it before.
I think he's a rookie Butterburger winner.
Well, we're glad to have him win that, glad to have him on this team, and we're glad to say that Charlevoix is advancing to the next round in the playoffs with a 31-7 victory over the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators.
Coach,
that is 0-0 on the clock, ladies and gentlemen.
Coach Alger got a Gatorade bath there by the team who snuck up behind him and dumped the Gatorade or water, whatever was in there, on him. Man, like we were talking, who would have thought? I would have lost $50 on this game if you'd have told me the Raiders were going to win this 31-7.
Well, we're happy for the result here. We want to wish Traverse City all the best on their drive home tonight. We want to wish them all the best next season, as they'll be leaving our conference and joining, they'll become independents next season. And so that'll pretty much take care of it for us here at Next Level Broadcasting. We'll see you next week sometime, be it Friday or Saturday. Who we're playing against, it'll be down between Menominee and Benzie Central. So we're going to be excited to bring you that game here in the coming week. Until then, for all of us here at Next Level Broadcasting, Charles Strail, who's taking care of business on the phone behind me, Dennis Halverson, my trusty partner, myself, Shane Smith, we've got Ron Lugin, we've got Ryan Bentley, Steve Weber, and Tyler Bowerman running the computer tonight. Jimmy Deschamps is out there somewhere. Thanks for joining in tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You all have a wonderful evening. We'll see you right back here next week for another playoff.
Today's game has been brought to you by The Charlevoix Barbershop, Kilwins of Charlevoix.